This episode of Total Drama Reviews contains clips from Total Drama World Tour. I do not own Total Drama World Tour. All rights go to FreshTV. Remember to be civil and do not be me in the comments. Seriously, it can get really messed up. Carpe diem, my name is Ultranatic, and after almost an entire year of no new Total Drama reviews, no seriously, there are newborns who weren't even conceived when I last released one of these, I am happy to finally return to my beloved Total Drama reviews. This is where I, as a lover of animation, reality shows, and music, look over the show that combined them together the best. And we travel to Easter Island off the coast of Chile in this episode, Rapa-Phooey. Yeah, another half-decent pun for the title. We travel relatively on schedule for the holiday of Easter. I'm tempted to put this on hold until then, but hell no, this is waited long enough. To the territory Easter Island is located in Rapa Nui, with a fairly basic plot and fairly straightforward group dynamic, which equals out to a fairly average episode. Yeah, shame my return to this series has to come from an episode that's almost as skippable as the aftermath. Not that it's terrible, it has an upside or two, but it ain't exactly like finding $1 in one of your eggs either. But what do y'all think? Was this an episode worthy of a CG character voiced by Hugh Jackman? Or one worthy of a CG character voiced by Katy Perry's ex? Well, let's find out. Don your bunny ears so we can look for some eggs. As if I know a damn thing about the actual fashion of Rapa Nui. This is Rapa-Phooey. We open in first class where Cody gratefully wakes up having not been disturbed by Sierra for once, all thanks to Alejandro's assistance.
She did try to sneak in 7 times, but I sleep with one eye open for a reason. Oh, thank you. Could we get up before someone sees us?
How many times do I have to tell people this reality show you are being filmed as I utter this sentence? If you're worried about anyone shipping the two of you together, people probably did that the instant you shoved him in the Celebrity Manhunt special. Trust me, my name is literally based off of how erratic many fanatics of these kind of shows can be. You just gotta roll with these fixations. Besides, if you didn't want people to see a connection between you two, you wouldn't go through the trouble of offering him anything off a trolley.
While you were sleeping, Chris delivered my prize for winning. Sadly, I do not have much of a sugar tooth.
Okay, A, if that were true, then between cultural delicacies and basic sweets, I think Teeter from Teen Titans would call you picky. And B, that is in fact not true, you were enjoying chocolate chip cookies and sweet and sour, and even gave a Total Drama Yum Yum Happy Go Time Candy Fishtails a try in the 3rd episode, which were not sweet, granted, but anyone willing to try that must enjoy candy to some extent. And why the hell am I calling out this obvious liar as an obvious liar? We all know what game he's playing.
Invite pathetically grateful nerdling to first class, win today's challenge, get nerdling to vote for Heather.
He's trying to coax Cody to his side through bribery and selective favors, and shit, we all know he's a sucker for those, no pun intended. Why knock him for the effort?
The marriage has been maybe a teensy-wincy bit rocky so far. So what do you recommend?
You know, you don't actually have to lie on a sofa like it's a Woody Allen movie.
Just pretend.
How is this supposed to do anything?
I need advice desperately.
So, yeah, Heather has to humor Sierra's delusions of the last resort to maintain any kind of allegiance against Alejandro.
With Alejandro in first, undoing all my hard work on Cody, Mrs. Crazy Town could be my only chance. So, do not judge me.
Yes, please don't judge her for actually being considerate and listening to other people's problems. Are we absolutely sure Heather was on the right team in All Stars?
Girl to girl, it is my duty to warn you. Alejandro is trying to destroy your marriage.
You're so funny.
Funny, weird, or funny I'm gonna vote for Alejandro at the next elimination?
As if you want Alejandro to leave. You're so into him, his kidneys are getting crowded.
Okay, 1, you should talk, Sierra. And 2, yes, so by default, you should instead vote out my hubby-wubby Cody. Do any of these lunkheads use their lunkhead?
Between me and Cody Wody and the Heather Alejandro love fest, this plane is starting to feel like one huge double date in a can. Well, except for Chris and Chef. Chef isn't really Chris's type.
Sure, no sparks at all flying between Chris and Chef, not anywhere in this series, and especially not within this specific episode.
Come on, just let me fly it once. What can it hurt?
Dude, we gotta get back to boulders.
Ow.
What?
This is King of all Christendom, seeking bitty baby. Over. Ow, my pinky.
Again, Ultranatic. I'm an ultra fanatic. I notice these things. Sierra, however, is a poser and a disgrace to my craft. After crashing into one of the island's famous statues, you know, like a dum-dum, we see Ella Heather banter some more.
Another piece of World Heritage destroyed.
That is not the only chiseled rock that's gonna get destroyed today.
Chiseled, you say?
I said grizzled.
You do realize that is no less complimentary, right? I mean, yeah, dictionary-wise, that means gray-haired, but in sports terminology, it means experienced, and Alejandro has been running circles around this entire cast. Well, for the most part.
Relax, my friends. Victory is at hand.
Al, you've gotta try this taffy.
Alejandro, and I am not hungry.
Sierra returns with Cody not even flinching at her arrival. Yeesh, the taffy he's chewing must really be doing the trick. I don't think Homer Simpson loves donuts the way Cody loves candy. As they come across Chris in yet another display of international garb that he makes unflattering. And I think we all know the garb is not what's at fault here.
You, our final four, are going on a highly traditional Easter Island egg hunt. Hidden in these head things are a bunch of colored eggs that match the color of your head thing. Your challenge: to find 3 eggs in your color. Then make a break for the massive underground cavern system and book it all the way up to the highest point on the island. Reach the top with all 3 eggs to begin the second part of today's challenge.
What happens if we drop an egg?
You'll have to come all the way back here for a replacement. And no, you cannot take a backup egg. First to the top gets a big advantage in part 2. Now, scramble.
So as they begin searching the Maui statues...
What can I say except you're welcome?
Nope, wrong Maui. They notice all the heads are shaped like prior contestants from this season.
Gwen Stealer.
I was going to remark on how the hell it's possible they had a Duncan head on standby when he only just left, but then I remember, oh yeah, quitting episode 1. They did have time to plan his anyway.
There's nothing in it. Toast, sausage, a coconut. Owen!
And okay, this part of the episode is actually not that bad. With some cute in-jokes and callbacks to past contestants.
Wow, Courtney is useful for something.
I wish I could say the same of Lindsay. Wait, is that? Nope, nothing but air.
And even Sierra putting her basket weaving skills back into practice.
Cody!
Hey, thanks.
Of course!
Sierra totally saved my bacon in the Serengeti. I owe it to her to at least be nice.
Wow, that is remarkably forgiving of you, Cody, given the bloodstained ledger of offenses she's committed against you and all. But hey, any excuse to retire my creepo-meter is greatly appreciated.
It's not just me and Cody Wody anymore. We're parents to 6 little chicks. Finally, we're a family.
No, that puppy's staying in business. But hey, for what's worth, she ain't the only person focused on a relationship here.
I know what you need.
I do not need to be insulted or to kiss Alejandro.
I know, duh.
You burst that off too fast, Sierra. The did that come from, Heather? That's like someone offering to talk to you about current events and you proclaiming, I swear I didn't invest in Dogecoin. What? But all that randomness is kind of worth it after Sierra offers to help Heather too lean to this confessional.
You need one of these. I'll make you one. Girlfriends stick together, right?
Sierra, trying desperately and transparently to work me? Awesome! I am so gonna make it to the final 3, and Alejandro is gone.
You see, folks, this is the power of animation. There are Academy Award winners that couldn't give faces that revealing. That's the look of a woman who just realized, oh, no, I'll never know what tuxedo he'd wear at our wedding.
That is quite the handy basket. You like it? Oh, wait. You did win the basket for me. Yes. And I do have some extra room. Did you wanna... You are a true gentleman.
Cody! I brought you your 3rd... No! Cody! Put that basket down right now!
Why? What?
I'm calling a family meeting.
But as Sierra scolds Cody, Alejandro seizes the opportunity of robbing Cody of his basket, increasing his chances of winning immunity.
Come on, Cody. There's a hidden compartment filled with peanut butter cups.
Cody, no!
Or he does not do that. Oh, I see, playing the long game of maintaining Cody's loyalty. You know, at the final four. Dude, you already lulled him in with the same tactics strangers in unmarked vans use on children. Just play like the villain we all know you are.
This is King of all Christendom, seeking Bitty Baby. Over.
My leg! Meanwhile, Cody...
I think those mudslides are giving me mudslides.
Okay, what you just uttered there is more disgusting than anything Sierra ever did. Don't you ever say that again. And after an homage to that classic George Lucas film, Howard the Duck, we see Sierra do something completely out of character, at least per Heather's own statement.
If we both vote for Alejandro today, worst case, you and I take our chances with a tie. Best case, homewrecker goes home.
That is remarkably sane of you.
Wow. Okay. Now I can retire the creepometer.
It's alive!
It's Cody the Second. Do you know how long Mama and Papa have been waiting for you?
Every time I have hope. Off a record, that has been happening all challenge, by the way.
You can't help Alejandro. This is not what our chicks need. Anything for my hubby wubby teddy weddy bear. We're parents to 6 little chicks. We have to make the right alliances for our family and...
Our family?
Yeah, to quote Heather...
And the crazy meter goes back up to full tilt loco.
But yep, one of the eggs Sierra got somehow spawned a condor that looks exactly like Cody. It's not even worth asking. And despite taking Ness and Heather's hair, they at least gain the lead after Alejandro gets crushed by another boulder.
Look out!
My leg! But the guys gain back the lead after being chased by a condor through these tunnels. My suspension of disbelief is stretched as wide as those tunnels that the condor can even fit in there. And Alejandro, being the first person to exit, is given the reward for part 1, an umpire mask.
Since Alejandro was the first one out,
I have to play baseball?
thankfully no.
That's an odd thing to show thanks for, but... No, I have nothing after that. It's just an odd thing to show thanks for.
You must climb this rock pillar all the way up to
A giant condor nest? She's ginormous!
Now you have to try to shimmy up to the nest and give him back in the order in which you arrived here. She's bound to be a tad protective. Deposit all 3 eggs and you win. And if nobody makes it, we'll try it again. And one more thing.
Increíble. What else could you...
Of course, once the challenge starts, Chris cues their next song, lazily just tile Condor. Yeah, Squidward showed more imagination with the idiot box than this show did with its own song titles, but as a song, it's... whatever.
I'm coming to bring back your wee ones, so hush my sweet.
I mean, it's nothing horrible, but I'd say it's in one ear and out the other, except that would imply it gets in your ear to begin with.
I'm tall, I'm tan, I'm young, I'm handsome.
I mean, it starts with Alejandro doing this whole right said Fred shtick, but that gets quickly dropped. And I don't think anyone really picks up a consistent melody throughout the rest of the song.
I'm a mom now, so don't be giving me flack, cause my first chick just hatched out of his yolk sack.
How I really hate these birdies, and I wanna live to see my 30s.
Which I suppose is fitting given they all sing while climbing the formation, so I suspect they can't hear a note out of any of their opponent's beaks, so of course their synchronization would be non-existent. I guess I will bring up that with this song, Cody sings for the first time solo since, oh shit, the Amazon, or an Ultranatic time, 3 years ago. That's not even a joke, that's practically 3 years ago to the day. And I recall someone commenting that Cody was the worst singer in the entire season.
I've got problems with condors. Problems with condor.
Okay, 1, Mildred usurped that title single-handedly, I don't care what anyone says. And 2, Cody has sung in barely a quarter of this season's songs up to this point.
Come fly with us. Come fly with us.
It's loving time. rowing time.
Millionaire!
Billiards champion.
Now if he gets bitten,
My obituary's written.
trying our best, Courtney, our arms are getting fried.
It's no Rodney.
And in some of those, you could barely hear him. I don't think it's fair to critique him on any of that.
Trust me, oh trust me.
Did that judgment get passed from just his audition tape?
Girl, you know it's true. You make me feel so blue.
Which was literally a carbon copy of Beth's, like beat for beat, same stinking script. No, I'm judging him for how he does here, and he's fine. Nothing stellar, but compared to some vocal runs I've heard from Ezekiel, Courtney, Jeff, and as I mentioned, Mildred, he is more than capable of hitting a note.
So why am I not at home? I ponder.
I mean, he does have boy band experience. I'd certainly hope he knows how to sing at least a little.
So try, attack me, but I want protection.
But okay, what happens in the challenge? Yeah, this entire scene, song number and all, is practically an afterthought, as all the contestants cockily don't even try getting the eggs in the condor's nest quickly.
So hush, my sweet. Let me into the final three.
I guess you could argue they were trying to be cautious, but Alejandro's got that mask on. What was his excuse? And as a result, end up with an egg on their face, especially literally in Alejandro's case.
Oh no!
All lean to Heather earning immunity at a cost.
Girlfriends?
My leg!
Oh! Ow! Oh, my back.
And retroactively, let's include on the counter all the other times the condor laid into the contestants, as well as all the times they fell from her perch. We are so close to 500, I can taste it.
And it's time to vote.
And at the elimination ceremony, it ends up being a 3-1 vote against Sierra, who takes it pretty well, all things considered.
I'm sorry.
I'll wait for you. Win it for us.
But okay, now we biff our well at this meter for the last time.
It was nice of Sierra to help me. I owe her my life, but I just caught her basket weaving a bird's nest out of my spare undies.
Sierra's more deranged than any Stephen King character. Thank the heavens she's gone.
You can shut off the waterworks because you're all still in the final four. It was just a reward challenge.
Of course it is. Okay, I'm not actually all that mad about it because when you pan out, there was basically no build-up to anyone in particular going home, so I'm not sure any elimination would have made sense here. But this still means Heather gets to take first class with the person of her choice, so naturally she'll pick Cody so she can pull back whatever favor Alejandro curry with him.
Since my girlfriend is still here, which is awesome, I'm gonna let Sierra and Cody spend the flight together. Just to be clear, you will be together in economy. I am flying first class.
As I gather, so am I.
Is this my pants for being away for so long? The episode's just gonna do the opposite of everything I predict? And what the hell, I deserve that.
Come back next time for more spills, chills, and planet-endangering thrills right here on Total Drama World Tour. Ow!
And of course, at this point in the review, I of course do my what happened after the drop of shame bit, but nah. Yeah, sorry y'all, but that segment is now officially kerplooey. Half the reason for that should be obvious. No one takes a drop of shame in any episode going forward. But beyond that, not only is almost every exclusive post-episode clip I can find the shittiest quality and not even in English for most of them, but if you look up what happens in those clips on Total Drama Wiki, literally nothing of significance, and the closest we get to a quote-unquote revelation in any of them is Courtney saying that Duncan has an abnormal number of toes.
Duncan's feet have 7 toes, and Gwen is so hairy she shaves her nose.
Which, no he doesn't, we can see his feet right there.
Duncan's feet have 7 toes.
And I get it, her son was meant to insult the dude that she was clearly doing with Gwen, but mocking that a person has 7 toes, either collectively or on each foot, is plain weird. I fail to understand why that'd be insulting. Unless you're doing it to a disabled person, which... douche. So I have to assume she meant that literally, except that makes no sense. We can clearly see he has at least 8 toes total right there. So rather than leave y'all on the depressing note of a notable segment of mine being over, how about I instead remind y'all of a popular joke I have in these reviews? It's good to be back. Anyway, that was Rapa-Phooey. I'm normally more charitable to these non-elimination episodes, but as far as I can see it, you could take or leave this one. Yeah, it's not horrible. Its only major negatives are a couple strategic slip-ups and the constant of Sierra's claws digging into Cody's sense of freedom. And even that's not consistent. A handful of times she's practically a different person. But the song's forgettable. The challenge, while refreshingly basic, is not particularly exciting. And the ending sort of leaves me with no real feeling. I wouldn't go as far as to call it soulless, but certainly directionless. To fix this, I recommend Sierra be properly eliminated here, and then the next episode be the final 3. And hey, if you just give her Mandy Valdez vibes no more or less focused than usual, that elimination might feel otherwise earned. But as is, while I can't say I hate the episode, I don't see much purpose to it aside from some minor story development for the next one. And while that one gives me more to talk about, this one I could have stayed silent on, and I doubt anyone would have noticed. But you know what? Let's make sure of that. Not the staying silent part, the review's over, you just watched it. I mean, the part about where I've been away from these for so long that any other project I might have in the works can wait at least one more video. I want to go straight to the next total drama review. But does any major development happen in that one?
Happy birthday, Cody!
Sierra! Look out!
Wow. Talk about going out with a bang.
We'll be the proudest couple in the